Hello, friends, and welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 8th of July, 2026. I'm Jeannie, and I'm so glad you've decided to come along on this hump day. Well, I trust you all had a safe and wonderful holiday weekend that just passed. I was reading an article on the internet about this group of very careless kids here somewhere in the United States who were going a little bonkers on 4th of July, and they were goofing around with fireworks and firecrackers and M80s and all these other very kind of dangerous fireworks. And one of them, unfortunately, was goofing around and not paying attention, and who knows, alcohol might have been involved, I don't know, or just carelessness, and blew some fingers off his hand. And when the mother of this young man was being interviewed, I think they were like teenagers, she was saying, why him? Why him? Why did this have to happen? It's so unfair. And I thought, my goodness, sometimes things happen in our lives that we have no control over. But something like that, well, he had control over it. He just chose to be careless. He chose to be foolish. And there's a lot of people who lit fireworks on the 4th of July weekend who didn't have their fingers blown off. And then I'm sure there's some who did and had even worse happen to them. I heard about one young man who had fireworks in his hat. He thought, wouldn't it be funny if I could shoot off fireworks from my hat and they would blow off? And he got very, very badly injured when things went awry. Boys and girls, I have to say this. There are things in our lives that happen because we do stupid stuff, or we make foolish choices, or we are careless, okay? And then it happens, and then we question why, oh why me? Why did this have to happen? When in fact, we know darn well why it happened. It was our own hand. But then there's things that happen in this life that aren't our fault. And that I could understand, where we might say, why me? Why me, God? Why did this have to happen to me? Why did this have to happen at all? When you hear about people who get sick, children who get ill, things like that, and you just say, why did this have to happen? Well, the truth of the matter is that things are going to happen in our lives that don't make sense. A lot of times those things are going to happen in our lives. They're just going to happen. Now, I'm not being flippant, and I'm not being uncaring, especially when I'm talking about like children with cancer and things like that. I'm not being that way at all. Please understand. And I'm not saying, oh, well, that's just the way it is. No, I'm not saying those things. What I am saying is there are things that are under our control. But sadly, we respond the same way a lot of times to things that are under our control, questioning why it had to happen, as well as things that aren't under our control. I remember many years ago, I went to a funeral. It was a fringe person. It wasn't somebody who was like a close friend or anything. We went out of respect because we knew them from church. And this woman's husband had smoked 6 packs of cigarettes a day his entire adult life. And he died of lung and heart disease. And I remember her saying, why did this have to happen? Why did he have to get this disease? Why did he have to die? And the minister, he was so sweet. He said to her, ma'am, you have to remember that you can't blame God for killing your husband. Your husband killed your husband. He was very gentle in the way he said it, and he was very loving and caring. But he did want her to understand that something like that was perpetuated. Now, he may have been predisposed to getting cancer in his family. That's true. But when you smoke filterless cigarettes for 65 years, and you get lung and heart disease, you can't go blaming anybody else. You're the one who lit up every day all those packs of cigarettes. My point is this, boys and girls. Some things are out of our hands and some things are in our hands. Whether or not to light up those fireworks where the boy got his fingers blown off, his hand blown off, that was in his hand to do, literally. That was his decision to do that. and be foolish. That man who smoked all those cigarettes, that was his decision to do a thing like that. Sometimes things happen that aren't our decision, and we may respond with a why me kind of attitude. And then there's times where we do things that are our fault, so to speak, and we respond the same way. Why me? Why did this have to happen? Put it in perspective. The most important thing about it is picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and moving forward. Whether it was by your hand or not by your hand, it's up to you with what you do once you're in that situation. Do I move forward or do I just keep feeling sorry for myself? That's the key. I would suggest you move forward. Now go ahead and be a blessing to somebody today, because you may end up being the only one who is. And don't forget, boys and girls, please, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel already, please do so. Jeanne Sigler, Jeannesigler. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up. Really helps with those algorithms. And you will be notified every time another Take Two is posting. And of course, please follow me on X. It's at Jeanne NY Woman, the little @ Jeanne NY Woman, and hit the follow button. You can leave comments in both of those places too. I love your comments. Thank you when you write to me. I appreciate them. And also, please tune into my program, Eyes of a New York Woman, heard every Saturday on ultimateoldiesradio.com. That's at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, every Saturday, AM and PM. And it's also on demand on the ultimateoldiesradio.com homepage. Okay. I love y'all. You take care. And remember, have a great day. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.